Alright, so I'm going to be talking about the story of the Greek mythological hero Perseus. Perseus was retarded, like short bus retarded. His story starts with his grandpa. His grandpa was super paranoid, super crazy, and he only had one daughter who was totally fucking hot. And he wanted a son to carry on his legacy or whatever. So he goes to one of Apollo's oracles and says, "Will I have a son?" No. But he will have a grandson. But his grandson will murder him. So he builds this very elaborate room and with no doors or windows, and it's built underground. So it's basically a hole. So he digs this deep hole and shoves his daughter in there, hoping that nobody will wander by and impregnate her. Little does he know is that Zeus is one of the horniest motherfuckers in all of existence because he created existence. And Zeus will have sex with anything that moves. So of course, Zeus sees this super hot underage girl and is like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck the shit out of her. So he shoots down to earth as this beam of light and impregnates her. Perseus' grandpa finds out about this and freaks the fuck out. So he grabs his daughter and Perseus and shoves him in this coffin / boat and just shoves him out to sea. This fisherman finds him. This fisherman takes them in as his own, and raises them. The daughter grows up and Perseus grows up, but Perseus grows up a little retarded. The island they're on, the king of the island, finds out that Perseus' mom is a fucking MILF and wants to have sex with her. So he creates this elaborate wedding and wants to marry her. But he doesn't tell anybody that he's marrying Perseus' mom. Instead, he just throws a wedding shower for himself and invites everybody, including Perseus. So everybody shows up to the king's little bridal shower, even though that's a little gay. For some reason or other, it might be because he's retarded, Perseus is the only guest at the bridal shower that doesn't bring a present. This is all part of the king's plan. And he goes to Perseus and he says, "You didn't bring a gift. But the one thing that I really wanted for my wedding shower was the head of a gorgon." Gorgons are terrible, terrible, scaly women monsters that turn people to stone just by looking at them. Perseus, because he's retarded, is like, "Oh, I'll get you that," and takes off immediately on some boat, not knowing where he's going or what the fuck a gorgon is. And he's sailing around for a little while, can't find shit, and might be because he's retarded or might be because he's Zeus's bastard child. Hermes and Athena, two Greek gods, feel sorry for him. So they appear before him and they give him this sword that can cut through anything, a shield that reflects like a mirror. Hermes gives him his fucking winged sandals. Anyways, so they give him all this shit, and Hermes goes, "You know who would know where the Gorgons are? The Fates." The Fates are 3 old women oracles that can see the past, present, and future, depending on who's holding their eyeball, because they're only sharing one eye among all of them. So, you know, Perseus runs up, takes their eye, and it takes them a couple minutes to realize that they don't have the eyeball. So he goes up, takes the Fate's eye, and starts demanding orders in this retard voice. And they show him where the Gorgons are, and he shows up on the Gorgons' little island. And it just so happens that they're all sleeping. He's using the shield as a mirror. Not his own idea, keep in mind, he's retarded. But he's using the shield as a mirror and sees Medusa, who's the only one of the Gorgons that's mortal. He chops her head off. And this is why he's so retarded. He can't even chop a fucking Gorgon's head off by himself. Athena's holding his hand as he's chopping his head off because he can't do it by himself because he's retarded. So he chops his head off and flies away on his winged sandals. The other Gorgons, they're still sleeping. They just woke up. They have no idea what the fuck's going on. He gets away. As he's flying back to his little island, he sees this girl chained to this rock as this giant sea monster called the Kraken is about to eat her. For some reason or another, he's able to chop the Kraken's head off with one swing of his sword. It's a fucking sea monster. I don't know how he chopped the thing's head off. But he chops the head off, saves the girl, and flies away back to his island. He ends up making the girl his wife. And the only reason the girl is chained to this rock is because she's so fucking ugly. But he makes her his wife because he's retarded. He gets back to the island. He runs back to the king because he's so fucking excited, like retard excited. Runs back in, busts open the door, shows everybody the head, and they all turn to stone. So, using his infinite wisdom, he decides to make this old decrepit fisherman king of the island and lives happily ever after with his ugly, ugly wife. However, the oracle's prophecy still came true because Perseus, while at the Olympics, the first Olympics, and I'm assuming the first Special Olympics since Perseus was involved, was in the discus throwing contest. And Perseus' grandpa, who was sitting in the audience, who didn't even realize that Perseus was his own kid, was watching. Perseus throws the disc, and with his retard strength, it somehow manages to sail into the audience, and it hit Perseus' grandpa square in the face, fucking his shit up bad, and he's dead. That's pretty much the end of Perseus. Like, it's a story. He wins.